Hello everyone, I'm Jenny, and today we're diving deep into a topic that hits close to home for so many of us, the dazzling, often misleading world of modern corporate culture. You see it everywhere, the photos of vibrant offices, the stories of amazing team building retreats, the slogans about being a family or a tribe. It all looks so perfect, so aspirational, doesn't it? But what if I told you that behind that polished, Instagram-ready facade, there's a different reality. A reality where many employees feel utterly overwhelmed, exhausted, and frankly, suffocated. That's the dark side we're going to explore today. The hidden corners of that Hao-Nyang, or glamorous corporate culture that nobody likes to talk about, but that impacts our lives, our mental health, and our well-being in profound ways. It's a story of contrast. The stark difference between what is advertised and what is truly light. These are the elements that create the shiny, attractive shell, the image that companies project, the story they tell about themselves to the world, a story of innovation, collaboration, and employee well-being, a story that is often incredibly compelling and effective in drawing people in, especially those seeking a modern, dynamic workplace experience, a place where they feel valued beyond just their output, or so they are led to believe. But now, let's step behind the curtain. Let's look at the other side, the side that is rarely photographed, rarely talked about in glowing testimonials, the side where the shine wears off and the reality fades. Flexible hours often translate into always-on hours, where the expectation is that you are available at any time, day or night, weekend or weekday, because hey, you're flexible, right? You can manage your own time, which really means the team building and mandatory fun activities, while sometimes genuinely enjoyable, can often feel forced, performative, another item on a never-ending to-do list, requiring energy and emotional labor when employees are already running on empty, creating an obligation to be cheerful and engaged even when they feel anything but, fostering a culture of toxic positivity where genuine struggles or negative feelings are suppressed, seen as a sign of weakness or not being a team player, leading to emotional exhaustion and a feeling of inauthenticity, a pressure to constantly wear a mask of enthusiasm and happiness regardless of how you truly feel inside. The family rhetoric, while intended to build loyalty, can blur professional boundaries in dangerous ways, creating an expectation of unconditional loyalty and sacrifice that is inappropriate in a professional context, making it harder to say no to unreasonable demands, harder to negotiate. Meetings proliferate, often long, poorly organized, and ultimately pointless, eating up valuable time that could be spent on actual work, adding to the feeling of being unproductive and overwhelmed. Another layer of performative activity that serves little real purpose beyond giving certain individuals a platform. So, why do companies create this kind of culture? This dazzling facade with a suffocating reality lurking beneath? Is it purely a cynical marketing ploy, a way to lure in bright-eyed graduates and experienced professionals with the promise of a dream job, only to trap them in a demanding, unsustainable environment? Partially, yes. The competition for talent is fierce, and projecting an image of a fun, dynamic, employee-friendly workplace is a powerful tool in recruitment, a way to stand out in a crowded market. For employees, the toll on mental health is immense, leading to increased rates of anxiety, depression, chronic stress, and work lives, but their personal lives, their relationships, their physical health, eroding their sense of self-worth and happiness. Their performance inevitably suffers. Despite the long hours, exhaustion leads to decreased productivity, creativity, and focus. Mistakes become more frequent. Quality deteriorates. The very output the company is chasing is undermined by the unsustainable demands placed on the work use. Or loyalty evaporates, replaced by resentment and a constant search for an exit. Employees become disengaged, doing the bare minimum to get by, or actively looking for opportunities elsewhere, leading to high turnover rates, which is incredibly costly for the company in terms of recruitment. And don't be afraid to leave. Your health and happiness are more important than any job. Finding a workplace that respects you and your boundaries is not giving up. It's choosing yourself. It's an act of self-preservation. For companies, building a truly healthy culture requires a fundamental shift in mindset, moving away from superficial perks and towards genuine respect for employees as human beings, not just resources. It starts with leadership. So leaders must model healthy behaviors, prioritize well-being, set realistic expectations, and actively listen to employee feedback, creating a culture of psychological safety where people feel comfortable voicing concerns without fear of retribution. Redefine productivity. Focus on output and quality over hours worked. Recognize that a well-rested, healthy employee is a more productive and innovative employee. Implement clear boundaries. Establish expectations around community. Corporate culture is not just a buzzword. It shapes our daily lives, our happiness, and our health. It's time we looked beyond the glamour and demanded environments where we can not just survive, but truly thrive. If this discussion resonated with you, if you've experienced the dark side of corporate culture, or if you simply want to learn more about building healthier workplaces, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us continue to explore these important topics, and hopefully, together, we can encourage a shift towards more authentic, human-centered work environments. Thank you for listening, and remember, your well-being matters, always. Let's keep this conversation going. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's build a community that supports each other in navigating the complexities of the modern workplace. Until next time, take care of yourselves, always. The superficial trappings of a cool office are easy to implement, but building a culture of trust, transparency, and empathy requires real effort, real commitment from the top down, a willingness to listen, to learn, and to adapt, to establish culture of trust that builds a frame of true transparency and sparks real effort to move beyond buzzwords and towards meaningful action. And recognizing the value of rest, recovery, and a life outside of work, it requires a shift from a culture of fear and pressure to a culture of support and empowerment, where employees feel trusted to manage their own time and workload, where they are given the autonomy and resources they need to succeed without burning out. It requires open and honest conversations about mental health, about stress, about the challenges of balancing work and life, creating a space where it is okay not. It requires being proactive in addressing issues, voices are heard and valued. It requires a commitment to transparency, sharing information openly and honestly, even when it's difficult. Building trust through clear and consistent communication. Requires understanding that culture is not a static thing, but something that needs to be nurtured and maintained constantly, requiring ongoing effort and attention from everyone in the organization, from the entry-level employee to the CEO. It's a journey, not a destination, a continuous process of learning, adapting, and striving to create a better place to work for everyone. And for us, as individuals, it's about being discerning, looking beyond the marketing, asking the right questions during interviews, talking to. So, let this be a call to action, a call for greater awareness, a call for open dialogue, and a call for change. Let's challenge the status quo. Let's question the shiny facade. And let's work towards creating workplaces where well-being is not just a buzzword, but a lived reality. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the hidden corners of corporate culture. Your engagement, your comments, your shares, and your subscriptions are what make these conversations possible and impactful. Please subscribe, join our community, and let's continue this vital discussion together, helping each other navigate the complexities of the modern working world and advocate for a better future. Your support means the world and allows us to shine a light on topics that truly matter.